Notice is hereby given that the above call meeting of the governing body of the city of Balcones Heights, Texas, will be held on Monday, October 27th, 2025 at 6 p.m. in the Justice Center located at 3300 Hillcrest Drive, Balcones Heights, Texas, 78201, to consider and act upon any lawful subject which may come before said meeting, including, among others, the following items to be discussed and acted upon. Welcome, everybody, to the City Council meeting. One, we're going to call to order and record a quorum. I have noted as a chair that we do have a quorum. All staff is present. We'll move to the next order of business. Item number 2, the invocation and pledges of allegiance to the U.S. and Texas flag. We'll start with the invocation. Chaplain Jim Sterneman and Chaplain David Kirk, will provide that service to us.
Let us pray. Our Heavenly Father, we come to you thanking you for this time that we can come together and do the business of the city, Lord. We thank your guidance. We ask your direction. Before we get started, we pray for our dear friend, Miss Mary Duncan, Lord. We lift her up in our prayers. Give the doctors wisdom that they can heal her body, Lord. Put your healing hand upon her. We thank you for this time together. We ask you for guidance and direction as we make our decisions here tonight for the city of Balcones Heights, Lord. We thank you for this time. We pray. Amen.
Amen. Here, we'll go ahead and now do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone, for that. Thank you, chaplains, very much for those kind words for our friend. We will now go into the public comment period. So in the public comment period, there's going to be decorum that's required, as I've always said before. Any disruptive behavior, including shouting or derogatory statements or comments, may be ruled out of order by the presiding officer. Continuation of this type of behavior could result in a request by the presiding officer that the individual leave the meeting, and if refused, an order of the removal by the chair will be made to the bailiff. The Balcones Heights City Council reserves a right to adjourn into executive session at any time to discuss any of the matters listed above as authorized by the Texas Government Code 551071, consultation with attorney, and 551072, deliberations about real property, and 551073, deliberations about gifts and donations, and 551074, personnel matters, and 551076, deliberation about security devices, and 551086, economic development. Also, there's a notice of assistance at the public meetings. The City of Balcones Heights City Council meetings are available to all people regardless of disability. This facility is wheelchair accessible, and accessible parking spaces are available. Requests for accommodations, should you require special assistance, must be made 48 hours prior to this meeting. Braille is available. Please contact the City Secretary's office at 210-957-3542 or write to 3300 Hillcrest Drive, Balcones Heights, Texas, 78201. With this time, citizens who have filled out a registration form prior to the start of the meeting may speak on any topic they wish to bring to the attention of the governing body, so long as that topic is on the agenda for this meeting. During the citizens to be heard section, no council action may take place and no council discussion or response is required to the speaker. Citizens who wish to speak on a specific agenda item, when that item is called for discussion, must first fill out a registration form prior to the start of the meeting indicating which agenda item they wish to address. Staff?
Mayor, we have Matthew Red
Okay.
regarding new police department and admin.
Good evening, Mayor, council members, and members of the community. I just wanted to take a moment tonight to highlight the tremendous positive changes we've seen within our police department under the leadership of our new chief, assistant chief, and captain. The experience that they bring to the table is unmatched, and together it's setting the foundation for one of the strongest eras our city has seen in its public safety. And I feel like I can confidently say that because I worked under two administrations, two eras of chiefs. Their combined years in service and leadership has given us the knowledge and direction needed to modernize how we operate. Because of their vision and experience, we've built stronger relationships with surrounding agencies and have access to the tools, technology, and training we need to both prevent and investigate crimes more effectively. We're no longer playing catch up, we're setting the standard. One of the biggest areas of growth has been in policy and accountability. For a long time, we've recognized that our policies needed updating, that they were behind on times. This leadership team has stepped up and immediately got to work. They've made sure our department reflects best practices, transparency, and professionalism in everything we do. That's just important for our officers. It's important for the community that we serve. And finally, I want to emphasize something that's been felt across the ranks, and that's fairness. This administration has brought back a sense of equality and professionalism. It's not about who you know or how long you've been around. It's about doing the right thing and doing your job with integrity. Every officer is being given the same opportunity to grow and to lead and serve with the city with pride. Under this leadership, the Balcones Heights Police Department isn't just improving, it's thriving. We're organized, motivated, and moving in the right direction. And that's a direct reflection on the leadership that we now have in place. So I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Investigator Red. It's enlightening to hear that. Compliments on your department chief on taking such a very quick and efficient manner. And since you've taken the reins of our department, and it's very enlightening to hear things like that. I'm sure there's more to come, and we look forward to it. Council, do you have any comments? To our staff?
May I be recognized?
Yes, you may. Yes, sir.
Well, I'm glad to hear that because that's something that I've always kind of wondered is like if somebody who's already here, like how do they feel between, past and present? So thank you for that. And thank you, Chief, for your leadership. Appreciate it.
Any other comments? Okay. Mr. Bravo?
The next
person.
is James Wark, new police department admin.
James Walker. I'm not sure what you said, but my name's James Walker. I work here in the Criminal Investigations Division. I don't have anything prepared like Investigator Red, but I usually kind of just go off the whim with things. So we'll see how that goes. I've been in front of this council more than once. Unfortunately, hasn't always been under positive conditions, So for me to kind of break out and then come up here and speak in front of all you, the mayor, council, and speak to something positive, to me, it's kind of a breath of fresh air. But I also don't do it unless it's something that I believe in. I'm not a puppet. I don't get told what to say. If anybody in here knows me, I know many people do. I say what's on my mind, and I have to echo what Matt Red said. I just didn't prepare it. Since the new administration has come on board, it has been a lot of work for a lot of us, but it is refreshing to be moving in a forward, positive direction the way that we have needed to as a police department. The police department here has always served the community to the best of our ability, and I have always loved coming in here and doing cop stuff. I'm not going to use bad words. But it's just now with the new leadership, the tools, the resources, the way that we're going. I just want to ask the mayor and city council and the community for your continued support of the new administration. There's a lot of changes coming. He's communicated his vision to me. And coming from somebody who has served at all levels of leadership in a different organization, the administration we have here, they have what it takes to take this police department to new heights. And if you don't support them, you're doing this city an injustice. So I just want to ask for your continued support. And I want to thank you for your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Comments from the council? Yes, Councilman Burton?
I think since Chief Cavazos has come on board, he understands that he has the support that and the tools that we can give him, and lots of changes have taken place, and feelings are getting mended, and we're showing that that we can have a working relationship with our PD and our fire department as well. And good things are coming to this building right now. I don't know if anybody's noticed the fence going up in the back finally, after many, many, many years of promises. The secure vehicles it's gonna happen. It's happening. And so I just want to thank you for your long hours, and I mean, when I say these guys roll up their sleeves and sweat, he was over there tacking up verticals at the impound lot one day, fixing the fence, so it doesn't go unnoticed. Thank you, Mayor.
Yeah. And I'd like to say to the officers that, again, it's enlightening. I think that what Officer Walker said, I've gotten to know him a little bit better than I've known him before. And it is true. He doesn't just go out and say something. I didn't know he was going to talk about this today. It was enlightening to hear, because the change has been made in the city, and for a very positive change that is significantly contributing to the makeup and the confidence that the officers now have. It's one less worry that they have to be worried about. Now they're focused on, and I think everybody's using that term, cop stuff that Officer Walker created. And that cop stuff is all what they want to do as policemen. And they have served our city very well. And now that the leadership is there to guide them in the right way, with the right training, with the right tools, this council, and I speak, I think, on behalf of you as well, that they have all the support necessary to implement that. And I would be remiss in saying that our fire department has that as well. We embrace you as well. We will be working with you to improve your department for the benefit, because what benefits your department and your core delivery services is what benefits the community. So the end result is what true public servants in the position as police officers and as elected officials are truly in the position to do. And that is to serve the public, to serve the taxpayer, the people who fund your salaries and fund this city. And you give that back by giving them the most ultimate and the best service that you can give for their money, and then some. And that is taxation with representation. So thank you. And we embrace you, fire department. We're there for you. We'll be looking out for good stuff that we got planned for you. We haven't forgotten about you. Okay? So great. Thank you again. Mr. Baldwin, go right ahead, sir.
The rest have signed up for number 14.
Is that it? Okay, 14. So having no more public comment period, let's move on to the next item of the agenda. Item number 4, presentation and proclamations. We have a proclamation, Municipal Courts Week, November 3rd through the 7th, 2025. And I think I'll be presenting that. So the first proclamation,
Mayor, we need to bring Mika up.
excuse me?
Mika?
Yes. So Ms. Micaela is one of our employees. She's the department head. Is that correct? Is that correct, Ms. Supervisor, Ms. Hernandez? Senior Court Clerk. Ms. Micaela, thank you for being here on behalf of what we're going to read. So City of Balcones Heights Office of the Mayor. Proclamation. In recognition of Municipal Court Week, November 3rd through the 7th, 2025, whereas the Municipal Court of the City of Balcones Heights, a time-honored and vital part of local government, has existed since June 13th, 1949. And whereas the municipal courts play a significant role in preserving public safety and promoting quality of life in Texas. And whereas more people encounter municipal courts than any other Texas courts combined, and the public's impression of the Texas judicial system is largely dependent upon their experience in municipal court. And whereas a state law authorizes a municipality to either appoint or elect a municipal judge for a term of office, and the Balcones Heights Municipal Court is a state court whose judges are members of the state judiciary. And whereas the procedures for the Balcones Heights Municipal Court operations are set forth in the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure and other laws of the state of Texas. And whereas the city of Balcones Heights is committed to the principle that our legal system is based on the foundation of an independent, fair, and competent judiciary that interprets and applies the laws governing us, and that judges and court personnel should act in a manner that promotes public confidence in the integrity and the impartiality of the judiciary. And whereas Balcones Heights municipal judges are not policymakers for the city of Balcones Heights, but are bound by the law and the canons of judicial conduct, and are required to make decisions independent of the city council, city officials, and employees. Whereas the city council recognizes that this Constitution and the laws of the state of Texas contain a procedural safeguards in criminal cases for all defendants, including indigent defendants, and supports the Balcones Heights Municipal Court in complying with such legal requirements. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the City Council of the City of Balcones Heights, Texas, that the week of November 3rd through the 7th, 2025, is hereby recognized as Municipal Court Week in recognition of the fair and impartial justice offered to our citizens by the Municipal Court of Balcones Heights, dated this 27th day of October 2025. Ani A. Rodriguez Jr., Mayor, City of Balcones Heights. I will affix my signature to make it official. And thank you, City Council, for supporting this proclamation. And Mr. Burton has, if you join me in congratulations for representing our municipal court. Yes, ma'am. There we go.
Thank you very much for your
On behalf
service.
of the city council, all of our citizens, staff.
Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
You want to take that?
Thank you.
Take a picture with you? Thank you. And you want to take a picture with the whole council, you can do that. Right? We don't need any. All right, council, you have any comments regarding the proclamation? Anything? Okay. So the next one will be the proclamation, Bear Metro San Antonio Chamber for their promotion and collaboration in the creation of the Suburban City Mayor's Meeting, Rob Killeen. Mr. Killeen can't be here right now, but he offered his, the new president that's coming in is very glad that we're doing this. The reason I did this is because they have been very gracious in including the city of Balcones Heights in their collaborative effort to build collaboration within suburban city mayors. And they give us the opportunity to go to these metro events. And at these metro events, we're able to showcase our city, to tell them what we're doing, how we're doing it, what kind of economic development projects are in the works. And we give them an update on everything that's going on. So it's similar to what the Bexar County county judge does when he calls a meeting with the suburban mayor. So what they're doing is they're creating a bridge that works between all municipal cities. And that's promotion of collaboration, of cooperation, so that we can learn from each other what other cities are doing. So we can compare, engage ourselves. And because of that, I thought it would be important to give them a little recognition for that. So we've arranged to where we'll be going over to the Metro and doing a photo op with the board at their board of directors meeting. And everyone is invited to come. We'll let you know what date that will be, and then we will present the proclamation at that point, and we'll read it then. Okay? So I'm going to put this aside. So we'll do that at that deal, and I'll sign it. This way we don't have to read it all. Is anyone in the audience would like for me to read it? Are we okay? Any with council members would like me to read it? Okay, we'll move it over to the side, and that'll be ready. Okay, proclamation, National Night sponsors. So this is the one that we've included for everyone, because we thought, let's include everyone in this proclamation. And I wanted to do this to say thank you to all of our generous donors, because without them, we're unable to do a lot of the things that we do. So whereas the city of Balcones Heights wishes to extend its heartfelt appreciation to the generous donors who helped make the City National Night Out event a tremendous success, and for fostering a spirit of community unity in support of our goal to strengthen partnerships among the police, fire, and city departments and the residents we serve. And whereas through their generosity, whether by donation or participation, the community enjoyed a memorable evening filled with food, fun, and fellowship. And whereas the city of Balcones Heights wishes to especially commend the following businesses and organizations for their contributions and support: Target, Department of Public Safety, Restaurant Depot, HEB, Bedoy's Bakery, Air Castles, Music, Mr. Howard Huerca, who is a citizen of our community that does the mariachi and country and western singing, Acadian Ambulance Service, American Protective Services, Boston Woods Apartments, Woods of Brook Hollow Apartments, Whataburger, Chick-fil-A with Mr. Matt Arnett and Mr. Peter Piper Pizza. What's the gentleman's name, Jack, the manager over there? Rodney, who's the general manager. Always been generous with us. Now, therefore, I, Johnny A. Rodriguez Jr., Mayor of the City of Balcones Heights, on behalf of the City Council, citizens of Balcones Heights, do hereby express our sincere gratitude and recognition to the businesses and individuals who supported National Night Out for the exemplary generosity and enduring commitment to making a positive and lasting impact in our community. Presented on this 27th day of October, 2025, with appreciation and respect. Chief, do you have any comments? Since this was your first National Night Out, while I fix my signature?
The National Night Out event was a tremendous success, in my opinion. I know it was the first one that I participated in here, but we had tremendous amount of businesses and people that wanted to contribute to the event. My staff, specifically Sergeant Fernandez, did an exceptional job in putting it together for us. Everybody involved gave 100%, and I thank each and every one of you for what you did.
A great event, really, really well. So with that, if we don't have any other comments from anybody?
Mayor, can I be recognized?
Yes, ma'am, you may.
I wanted to thank the police department, fire department, the development office, and code enforcement. They were there working booths. Also, our singer over here, Roy Martinez, which
Yeah,
did a wonderful
job.
job singing. It was a wonderful event, and of course, Chick-fil-A was there. The same as our movie night. Maybe you want to say a few words about the movie night in a minute.
Yes, I was going to do that on the end of the agenda, but if you like, I'll do the announcement. We had over 100 people at the movie night, a tremendously good turnout. Chick-fil-A donated 50 Chick-fil-A sandwiches, and we went back. We're going to be able to pay for the other 50, and they ended up donating another 50. And then we had someone that was involved with the city that was there, I think. He donated, 15 boxes of pizzas, and I think 3 boxes were left over, and we sent them over to the dispatch so they can have it as well. But it was a tremendously well-attended event by a bunch of citizens. Mr. Hernandez was there, Mr. Ebersol attended, Ms. Weaver was there, Mr. Burton was there. And so everyone of the city council, with exception for one, was not there, but it's okay. We had everyone well attended. His wife represented, and she was there. So I want to thank everyone that it made it. It wasn't a mayor movie, even though that's what it said. It was a city event. And I'm just very happy that it turned out. To see the joy in those children's faces was such a wonder. And so we're going to have more. There's more forthcoming. Christmas is coming. We'll be doing another one where they'll be picking out their movie that they'd like to watch. So thank you, everyone. Chief, your fire department was stellar. They helped us tremendously with everything. Volunteered on their own. They were great. Very, very great. So thank you, Chief. Make sure you let your lieutenant know and everyone. They did a fantastic, outstanding job.
Yeah, I'll pass it on. They let me know what happened.
Yeah, they had fun.
They had a good turnout, so
Yeah.
they were happy. And
They took off with a box of pizza also.
they were pleased. Yeah,
Yeah.
I bet they did.
They enjoyed it.
They were pleased to be there and help out.
Yeah, thank you. That shows unity and community spirit. We all pitched in together. This is what we're working for. Thank you, everyone, so much from the bottom of my heart. So now we'll move on to item number 4 of the agenda, swearing in of the city secretary. So this is introduce you if everybody has not met him. Joe Bravo is our new city secretary. So far, he's done a phenomenal job. Doing very, very well. So it's an honor for me, and I'm glad that you allowed me to issue you the oath of office.
Thank you.
It's an honor. So raise your right hand.
Yep.
I,
I,
Joe Bravo,
Joe Bravo,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will faithfully execute the duties
that I will faithfully execute the duties
of the
of the
office
office
of city secretary
of City Secretary
for the city of Balcones Heights
for the city of Balcony Heights
in the state of Texas,
in the state of Texas,
and will,
and will,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
preserve,
preserve,
protect,
protect,
and defend the Constitution
and defend the Constitution
and the laws
and the laws
of the United States
of the United States
and of this state
and of this state
and of the city
and of the city
of Balcones Heights.
of Balcony Heights.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Sworn to and subscribed to me by a fine on this 27th day of October. Does anybody have a pen?
Yep, sir.
I, as the mayor, now I'm going to officially sign this.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Oh, thank
We
you.
wish you very well in your job.
Thank you.
Welcome to our family.
Appreciate
For
it.
the city of the citizens of Balcones Heights, thank you. If you'd like to say a word, you're welcome. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Let's go here by the council. Okay, now we can go around there. Yes. We want to say a few words? Yeah.
I am so pleased to be part of this group. There's a lot to be done, but everyone does it with such integrity and community and teamwork. I feel very welcomed, and I'm happy to contribute what I can. And I'm looking forward to our conference so that I can learn a lot more at TML.
Absolutely. And
Thank
I
you
think have
for-
a master's degree, correct?
I have 2 master's degrees.
Master's degrees. He was an executive assistant, or not assistant, you were the chief of staff,
For Ana Sandoval in District 7.
ranking council member on the city of San Antonio
Yep.
Council.
We actually did a few meetings together with Balcony Heights because District 7 abuts
yeah.
abuts this city. So have a little bit of
We're so
experience.
glad to have you.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. So if any citizens have anything, they obviously call our city administrator, and she can act as a buffer in between to communicate anything you need with our city secretary. Great, thank you. So now we will go in, congratulations, Mr. Bravo. We will go into item number 5. This is going to be a pretty easy item unless anybody has questions, which we always do, but it's all right. Consent agenda items. These items may be acted upon in a single motion. No separate discussion or action on these items will be held unless requested by a council member. Public comment on these items may be heard during the public comment period. However, that does not mean that the item will be considered outside the consent agenda. So we have the approval of the minutes of August 4th, 2025 special meeting budget workshop number 3. Approval of the minutes for August 18th, 2025 special meeting. Approval of the minutes for September the 8th, 2025 special meeting budget workshop. Approval of the minutes for September 22nd, 2025 regular meeting. And the approval of the finance report. Do we have any of the council members that would like to be recognized to address any of the consent agenda items that you may have concerns about or questions? Yes, Councilman Burton, you may have it, floor.
On the meeting of September the 8th, I've got a correction here. Second page, Hispanic Trails program funding is 5,000. And we actually did 6,000 on the September 22nd.
That's correct.
meeting, as noted.
Okay,
So just a correction there. And that's all I have.
good observation. Any other questions or concerns by anybody regarding the minutes and all said referenced items on number 5?
Mayor,
Yes, Councilman?
am I to understand that this is a vote for all of 5?
Yes, that is correct. The items may be reacted upon in one single motion.
All right, in that case, on August the 4th, that's when we had the major flooding, and I was flooded in. I was not able to attend. And on September the 22nd, I was at a family funeral. So with those dates in mind, I'm going to refrain from voting on this. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Any
So
other
you don't
questions
want
from any
to-
council members? Yes, sir.
I'm need clarification. He didn't want him corrected. He's just not going to vote.
Yeah, it's his right to
Okay.
do so. And so, do we have a motion on the floor? I entertain a motion from the council to approve.
I move to make a motion to approve
Councilman Burton
in
has
its
been-
entirety.
Okay, Councilman Burton has been recognized. This motion is to approve the motion entirety of consent agenda number 5. Do we have a second to his motion?
I second the motion.
We have a second to a motion? Yes, ma'am.
To be agenda item with the correction.
That is correct.
Okay, I move
Good
the motion
observation.
to approve in its entirety with a correction on the, let me see, it's the 8th,
September the 8th.
September the 8th, from 5,000 to 6,000.
So noted, the chair notes the correction, council's reference. So we have a second. Let's go ahead and call the vote. All in favor? We're going to
Aye.
do it different now. We don't have to go individually anymore. We're just going to go one motion. So all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, any nays? Okay, we have one refrain. Is it abstain or refrain, Counselor?
It is an abstention.
Okay, so to note to the record, it's an abstention. So one abstention by Councilman Sellers. For the record, it's a 4 vote, 1 abstain. Correct? Okay, you've got it recorded, Secretary? Mr. Bravo, it's recorded? Okay. Then that motion has been completed. Let's move on now to item number 6. The following items are for discussion, consideration, possible action. Item number 1, change streetlights to LED. Mayor Rodriguez. So this is an item that I promised citizens in return that we would be making a change, significant changes in our community to improve our community for the tax dollars that we're spending on our city to have better services, better streets, walking trails, things like that, which will be coming up on the agenda. These are one of the items that I promised to citizens that we would be moving on. So it has come to fruition now that we are quite capable of doing that financially due to the council's very good managing of our budget and how we've been able to save the city right at $850,000, and other funds that we have in contingency and reserve funds. So now is the time to move to provide this service for our community, provide better lighting for our community, and start switching over from to the traditional fluorescent to the LED lightings. And Ms. Maria, if you can go ahead and carry it from there, ma'am. I think we have a representative from CPS as well here.
Yes, we have Melissa Carrillo.
Ms. Carrillo?
Uh-huh. I asked her how many lights we have in the city. She responded that we have 137 street lights in the city. 66 of these lights are residential lights, which 34, if I'm not mistaken, Melissa, are already LED lights. So we are in the process of replacing just the balance of those, and we should have enough money in our budget this year to replace our remaining LED lights.
Hi, good evening, Mayor. Good evening, Council. My name is Melissa Carrillo, and I serve on the local government relations team for CPS Energy. Maria was proactive in reaching out to me so we could work on getting a cost estimate for that transition into LED lights. So I know that we provided a cost estimate, but if you're interested in a presentation, we are more than happy to come back at your next council meeting to give you a formal presentation. And we would have our third-party entity, Dalkia, who is conducting the work for our street lights, come here as well. So we are on standby, but happy to support in any way.
Fantastic. Maria, can you, for the benefit of the public, just provide a little insight on the cost savings we're going to have now because of what we recently just learned in your communication with Ms. Carrillo?
Yes, so
Is what
just
it
having to replace just almost half of the residential lights, that will cost us, let me see, the last email that I received from her is a little bit under $3,000 to replace the remainder of the LED lights. So it's gonna be good because I was looking at almost 20,000, but she informed me that some of them don't need to be replaced. So it was great news.
So
Great.
just to confirm, so this is for the non-LED in residential areas. So that would be $2,822.28.
Perfect, great investment for a tremendous improvement in our neighborhoods to provide safe lighting for our neighbors and our.
And it will be savings because of our
Yeah.
bill, electric bill. Mhm.
Energy efficiency, to be more specific, yes. So we're all about being more efficient. So
Thank you.
thank you for
Right.
spearheading that.
Thank you for that good news for our citizens. Great. So there's no need for action. Maria will take it from here and get that taken care of for us. The second item on business items is amendments to the Code of Ordinances, Chapter 153 zoning ordinance setbacks. City Administrator, Council, there's no action because this item, according to our staff, has been moved to the November 2025 agenda. So we will skip this item and move on item to number 3. Amendment to the Code of Ordinances, Chapter 96, Parks and Recreations to amend regulations to prohibit animals in parks except for service animals and provide instruction to city staff. Ms. Hernandez, go right ahead.
We have been receiving numerous calls from residents that would like to go to the park, but they would like to take their pets with them. So that's why we are asking for the council to think about revising this to making an amendment to the ordinance. That way we can allow for residents to take their pets. We also going with a comprehensive plan for the park. We noticed that there was an area that was planned to do a dog park, and that's what we're going to be working towards, to have a dog park in the park. But we would like to have the residents be allowed to take their pets to the park. And we will provide bags in different areas of the park. That way they can pick up after their dogs.
Perfect. Any comments from the city council? I'll entertain. Councilman Burden, you may be recognized.
We've tried this in the past, and we did have dog stations in the past with the bags. And kids being kids, they like to pull them out, play with them, blow them up, let them blow up against the park fence. And I know a previous, one of our maintenance guys was always out there having to pick them up before the, he would do the weed eating and mowing of the lawns. The other thing that's concerning is there's no way to control, if we used to register dogs in our city, but there's no way to control if people putting dogs in the park and someone else brings a dog that's got a parvo or distemper or whatever that may be. So if they're confined to a dog park, that's great. But letting them loose in the main park and they don't pick up after themselves and the lawnmower's running over the feces. And, it's been tried before, but we can try it again. And I know those bags get expensive. So if they become toys, what can you do? Kids will be kids, So I would like to see put into the comprehensive park plan and develop a run, in there that, especially for dogs with a watering station. And that way they're more likely to use that area instead of all over, because nobody knows until you drive a mower through it and you run over it or you step in it as a child playing football or whatever. So that's the only comments I had.
Thank you, Councilman Burton, for your input. Any other input from any? Councilman Sellers?
Kind of on board with Jack on that. It may not be the first thing to happen, but sooner or later, there's going to be somebody's pit bull attacking some child. And it's just a bad idea. We don't know the temperament of the dogs or the responsibility of the owners that allow dogs in that park. And not everybody's going to pick up the dog. So that leaves children stepping in it, playing in it. Distemper, parvo, all kinds of communicable diseases for dogs. It's just an all-around bad idea.
Okay, thank you, Councilman Sellers. Anybody else? Councilman Eversole?
Well, I was just thinking in a different light. I have dogs and I have leashes that go out 20 feet or something like that. As long as the dog's on leash, at least they're under the owner's supervision. I hear what they're saying, and I think they're all really good solutions too. I mean, there's a serious, but like I said, I take my dogs out and walk them. I don't want anybody, like you said, I don't want a dog running loose where they can come up and eat me or eat one of my kids or grandkids or whatever, There's got to be some kind of way to protect them from an irrational moment.
Okay. Thank you, Councilman Eversole. You want to
Go ahead,
give Ms.
let Jim-
Weaver an opportunity? Do you have any comments, Ms. Weaver? Okay, thank you. Mr. Burton?
One more
Right
thing
ahead.
I'd like to add is that right now, dogs are turned loose in the park anyway. There's a sign and unless you stand next to it, it's probably that big by that wide that says no dogs allowed. And it's at eye height as you enter the gate on either side and they still go right past it. So a sign saying pick up after your dog or a bag station doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to do so. So the easiest way is just to actually just give them an area that's fenced and be done there, not let them into the main park, but let them go in there and have a good sized area with, like I said, watering stations and plenty of receptacles for the trash and debris, and see how it works.
Thought I'd turn that off. I apologize.
See how it works and give it a test run.
I think that that's a very logical suggestion. Makes a lot of sense. Chief, I have a question for Chief Cavazos and legal. Oh, Ms. Weaver, we'll go right here. You have a question now?
I think the dog park is a good idea, but our park is for our children and us and the citizens. And then we need to have a separate park entirely for the dogs. We're not going to neglect them, but we need to get it separate, completely separate from where people are going to be. If it's going to be specifically for the dogs so they can be with their animals, that would be nice to have a separate park. There's a little park that we have in our area that is not doing anything but sitting there. And it would be a nice way to give them water, their shelter, their training, whatever you want to do with your animal, you can do it there. And that would be better to keep it away from the public park where there's going to be more people and more children. So, but I do believe we need a dog park. It's just not with us.
I think that's another good suggestion as well, that, pretty much is in conjunction with Mr. Burton's concern. Those two ideas seem to mesh pretty well. I don't see a problem with that. Those are both good ideas because you are separating, you're still giving the service to the community to have their animals, but you're just separating the liability of the possibility of an animal possibly, that's always, but you're lessening the percentage by that approach. The question I had with the chief and then legal was, is there anything in terms of reserves? Because then if we do it the way where it's just at the park there together, then you got to have a babysitter, either a reserve or somebody that's continuously monitoring the park. This two ideas that were just suggested seem to be more of a conducive answer to the problem, or not to the problem, but to the endeavor we're trying to undertake. So the second question I have that you can think about it, if you have an answer with our reserve, now that you've brought up our reserve program, commendably, very well, you're well numbered now with our reserve program. So is that possible? Or is that something that we can discuss down the line, maybe with the bike patrol that we're going to be reactivating again, stuff like that?
Oh, I understand the concern with animals. They're unpredictable. Typically, the owner is responsible for the dogs. They're supposed to be on a leash and under their control. To be able to say that one idea is better than the other is kind of hard, because you can still have the same type of situation in just a primary dog park.
Right.
Because you could have kids that take the dogs to the
Correct.
dog park. So you're going to have commingling of both children and animals and your citizens in both areas, because the dog's not going to get there by himself. So falling back on city ordinances where it mandates that the animal is under the control of the owner is the primary situation here of how to control it. Whether you want to allow the animals into the park, that's up to city council, but you cannot mitigate all liability.
No.
There is no way to do that.
That's correct.
So that's just a constant that's going to be there. You try to deal with it in the best form and fashion as you can, but I don't think either way you're going to resolve the liability issue, because you're going to have people still commingling in the dog park, whether you have a separate dog park or whether you bring them over to the regular park.
I concur.
So
Yeah, I concur.
as far as the reserves go, the hours of the park are from what time to what time?
I think it's from 7:30, 8 o'clock.
9 to 9.
I think it's
9 to 9.
9 to 9.
8 a.m. to dusk.
Okay, so
So we
7 days
can't
a week.
constantly patrol it.
So
but-
we can put that on a patrol by situation for
Okay.
patrol to go through, but to have somebody out there on a continuous, basis for the 12 hours a day, that would be kind of hard to do with our
Okay.
manpower.
Good. That's what I wanted to hear. Now, for legal, the two questions I have are two-pronged questions regarding the concern about the bag abuse of using. Is there a way that, I don't think it was done in the past, perhaps, where we can put a notice that would be to the citizens that the misuse or abuse of that property of the city that was placed there for the purpose, explicit purpose of the use of a dog owner, and it gets abused, that there are criminal penalties for that? Because it involves city property and destruction of.
You can. You choose it.
Yeah.
Say this, just experience tells us that most of the users there will be responsible. Pretty much follow the rules, right? There's always that citizenry. You just have to be.
And we can put a disclaimer that
So-
you enter this on your own
Yeah,
accord and
you have to
city's not
adopt those.
responsible et cetera, you're never suit proof, but it just minimizes the exposure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's all you're doing.
Okay. So staff, do you think it would be too much to undertake a study real quick?
Mayor, I have some
Okay,
comments to make.
as soon as I finish up. And so something that we can undertake to study that and determine, because we had been talking about a doggy park anyway. So see how that would work out to separate it into a different area and see how that would work. I understand this came up because several citizens brought it to our attention. They wanted to attend the event at the park, but they wanted to bring their buddies, you know, and you have a lot of animal lovers in the community. We have our babies and our animals that we love and we care for. So we have, you know, I respect that. Councilman Sellers?
I just wanted to add to the fact that we're also creating added responsibilities for our maintenance department. They have to go clean up and monitor bags and our maintenance department has already had to follow Frontier all up and down the streets, cleaning up after the brush pickup. And Nick can tell you, they had to literally every stop Frontier made, they made a pile in the sidewalk in the street that we had to spend hundreds of dollars or a maintenance man to clean up. Not only that, if you have a dog park and you have a situation where dog attacks somebody, dog fight, anything at all, where the police are involved, then we're going to have to take that dog and put it somewhere. Where are we going to put it? We have talked about a dog kennel before, and that didn't come to any solution. But if you have a dog park and you have any scenario at all that requires that dog to be picked up, we have to have a place to put it. So there's a lot of ifs and ands and buts in this scenario. You gotta roll them all around, Mayor.
Thank you for that input. I appreciate it. And please don't take this wrong, because it's not meant to be. I do see you walking your dogs from time to time, or a lot. And you're two or three of them, right? Is it two? Two dogs. So I know that it's near and dear to you with your animals as well. And so I appreciate your comments in the sense that, but as Chief explained, liability is always out there, and it could happen while you're walking a dog. He gets off away from the leash, he's going to bite somebody. So, you know, hindsight's 20/20, but maybe we can find a medium. And I'm glad you brought that up. So thank you.
Walking my own dogs, they did that.
Some of them come to you, right? Some of the dogs.
They would have to be picked up and put some.
Yeah, and we're working on that.
Place for that.
We had, just so you know, Marie and I have had a conversation with the county judge. We're working on that.
Good.
The county judge is creating another venue to house animals. And again, this comes from these meetings that we're going to. We're able to express the needs of these municipalities. And so the judge has expressed to open up their kennels to us as well. And we're working on that. So that's going to hopefully resolve. So.
Mayor, may I be
Councilman
recognized?
Hernandez, go right ahead. Thank you, Mr. Sellers.
Being a grandparent of small children and a dog owner, you know, it's kind of like torn between the two, but I think I'm going to take a different angle here. I think that if we're going to consider any kind of motion prior to doing that, we should probably put it in the newsletter to notify all the citizens. And I'd like the citizens to come out and tell us their perspective, because you're going to have dog lovers and you're going to also have parents that take their children to the park. Me personally, I don't agree with having the dogs in the park, but I'd like to hear what the citizens have to say.
Another excellent idea. Everybody okay with that? We can actually move, if you'd like to make a motion, entertain a motion to do that. I think that's an excellent idea. That gets the ball rolling, take the first step and see where we go from there. It's not to have immediate action. It's just for consideration. Yes. It can be if you like. Okay, Mr. Burden?
I was going to say, maybe we can get some perspective at TML, because I know there's a specific exhibit of playgrounds and I'm sure that encompasses pets
Yeah,
and stuff like
we
that.
can gather
too.
some more intel.
So it could be incorporated into our, like I said, our comprehensive revamping of the park. And, you know, I hate to say this, but I personally wouldn't even let my dog go into the bathroom to go to the bathroom. It's so terrible over there. So,
Okay, great. Well,
I think we can
all right.
get some insight at TML.
Would one of the council members of this board entertain a motion to go ahead and give instructions, or, Madam Counselor, can we just move forward and just somebody give, instructions to Maria to go forward with
So
getting it in the
your
newsletter?
motion Is providing direction to city staff to investigate
Okay,
the options for the park as discussed.
great. And then to place it in the newsletter to get citizen input in our, if not too late, Roy, into our November newsletter, we can get it in and elicit a response from the community and move from there. Okay, can we entertain a motion from
So-
somebody for that?
I'm going to entertain a motion to research this further, put an ad in the newsletter, and bring it up at another meeting.
Perfect.
All right.
Okay, sounds good.
Second the motion.
We have a second to that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays?
Aye.
Aye.
All ayes, no nays. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you, council, very much for that input. We'll now move to item number 4, resolution of the City Council, City of Balcones Heights, amending authorized representative at Lone Star Investment Pool for the City of Balcones Heights. This is pretty quick and simple. Resolution 2025-22R. And I need to entertain a motion to accept that resolution. Unless council has any questions, I'll open it up for discussion after entertaining the motion. So I'd like to entertain a motion to move forward, and then we'll call a second and call for discussion right after that. Do we have a motion from the council for the resolution to approve it, or whatever you would like to move on this item?
Mayor, you have a motion.
Yes, okay. Councilman Burton has made the motion.
I move to make a motion to, for a resolution for the city of Balcones Heights, amending the authorized representatives at the Lone Star Investment Pool for the city of Balcones Heights.
Okay, do we have a second to Councilman Burton's motion?
A second.
Okay, Councilman Sellers is second. Now let's open it up for discussion. Any questions from anybody regarding this item from the council? Okay, Councilman Burton?
Is there are we electing someone from our council to represent, or we're voting on a pool of approved,
Let me see
Mayor,
here.
Want me to?
Yes, please respond.
We're adding 3 more members. One of them is the mayor, the second one is myself and the city secretary. Right now, we only have one person in the tax pool and Lone Star. If that person happened to win the lottery and don't come back to work, then we don't have anybody that can handle our investments.
Yeah, it's just a formality
Mhm.
to have somebody in place in the event action needs to be taken and brought to the city council, or within the purview of their authorized position. And I only act in the event nobody's available, and I am. So we have a second to that motion. Are we ready to call a vote, or you have more questions?
oh, I was just asking if we were choosing from our pool here, the city council. That was my question. So I guess it's yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and entertain now the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so we have a 5-0
Aye.
vote to approve.
Aye.
No nays. Okay, does anyone need to take a break? I think Mr. Sellers needs to take a break. We can move and then wait to the vote till you come back. Okay, so we'll move now to the next item, so we don't lose time. Resolution 2025-23R, resolution of City Council of the City of Balcones Heights, amending authorized representatives of Tex Pool for the city of Balcones Heights, Texas. Ms. Hernandez, pretty much the same thing, but
It's the same thing. We're adding 3 more members to the, I think this is the tax pool account.
okay.
Mhm.
So same thing, council, just another formality. I'll entertain a motion to approve. Councilman Burton,
I move to make a motion for a resolution of the city council of the city of Balcones Heights, amending the authorized representatives at Tex Pool for the cities of Balcones Heights.
okay, we have a motion on the floor. We have a second to that.
I second.
Okay, instead of calling for discussion, out of respect for Councilman Sellers, he'll be right back and we'll finish the vote with him. So if we can just take a quick little pause while he goes and takes care of his.
Mayor, if you would, please announce on the recess.
Oh, so the time, as we're waiting for the break, is 7:01 PM. We're still in open session. We're just taking a brief intercession just to wait for him to come back. Do you want me to cut off the recording? Or no? No, you can leave it on. It's just a brief recession to give him a break. Yes, sir. Motion for the approval of resolution 2025-23R. Mr. Hernandez, second that motion? Correct? No. Hernandez, second. So now we can call the vote. Since we have a vote from the field, we'll call the vote. All in favor? Yes.
Oh, we stopped at the second, and so was there any discussion?
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried 5-0.
Mayor, can I get your microphone on, please? Thank you.
Forgive me, let me go redo that. So there was no discussion. The vote was called. Councilman Hernandez second to vote. Councilman Burton first moved to make the motion. Now there was no discussion. We moved into the vote. I called all in favor. Everyone was in favor. There were no nays. Motion carried 5-0. Great. That takes care of that. Motion carries on both of those resolutions. Item number 6, appointment of Mireya Valero as Planning and Zoning Commission member. Is Ms. Valero here? Okay, so it's just another matter of formality of the council just approving her. I entertain a motion from the council to open it up for a motion. Do we have a motion to appoint Ms. Mireya Valero?
So moved.
Okay, Councilman Burton so moves. Do we have a second to that motion?
A second.
Okay, do we have any further discussion on the item? Any questions? Okay, I'm glad to have, we have another volunteer to serve. Let's call the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries 5-0. Congratulations, Ms. Valero, as you are now on the Planning and Zoning Commission to fill the vacancy that we had. 7, discussion only regarding Chapter 150, Building Regulations, Article Residential Rental Property Registration and Inspection Program. Okay, Nick, you're up, or Jeremy? Okay,
Good evening, City Council, Chiefs, Mayor. Just wanted to discuss the current ordinance that we have, ordinance 150, for possible revisions for hefting or fines and penalties to better ensure the living conditions for our residents in the apartment complexes. I'm working alongside our city attorney on making sure that we're going about it in the most legal way aspects of it. I know in y'all's packet, I believe y'all are looking at the current RIP fee structure, and the propose is just more hefting the fines to just ensure that the apartment complex is complying and making sure that we're not going repeatedly over and over. Ever since I've taken this position, I have been dealing with the Ascents, Angolia Flats, Boston Wood Apartments over and over. There's no accountability. And I believe with these possible revisions, just discussing about it, I believe we can definitely make a difference for our residents here.
absolutely. Any comments from the council members regarding their efforts to get and hold accountable some of these apartment complexes and rental properties so that we can move forward with our master plan of our economic development projects, the new businesses that we're trying to attract to our city is a key component to get them in compliance. It's a multifaceted effort of inner city development and external development that work hand in hand. Because in order to us to bring affluent renters to our community, to change up our per capita of income that we are classified under the census, to bring that number up, people that are going to be coming to our city to improve the income capacity, earning capacity, it has to be people 50,000, 60,000 on up. And they're not going to move in these apartments in the condition that they're being kept. In the past, there was minimal oversight. And this is why they continuously got away with it. Well, that's changed.
Sure.
Under our administration of the council, they are very prudent on keeping an eye on that. And I know that we want to improve these services. So I commend you for taking action and making things happen. And that's the first step in getting us towards where we need to be.
Yes, sir.
So y'all have been doing a phenomenal job. Nick, congratulations to you and your department. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Council?
Mayor,
Mhm.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the proposed revised rental property inspection fee.
Mayor, if you
structure.
would, this item was placed on as a discussion only item, so we need to get feedback from the councils on, if the direction that's been provided to y'all or the input that's been provided to y'all is the direction y'all want us to continue in on making those ordinance changes.
Good.
Yes.
Good observation. So why don't we get this scheduled to be placed on the next agenda for action
We have-
item? What's that?
We have the schedule.
No, I mean, what I meant to say is that put it on the next item for the agenda, whatever meeting we have,
Okay.
as an action item, so that you can vote on it. And then implement this, correct? Or can you do it now?
Right, we have it listed as discussion only, so your city staff wanted to get input from council. If this is the direction y'all want them to go, and if so, we will prepare those changes and bring them back for action item, as an action item.
Okay. Council, do y'all feel collectively that this is a direction that we, as you as a council would like to go?
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I just want to ask, is this a revised contract from the original that we have
Regarding,
about the residential rental property?
yes, sir. So
We had implemented that in 21,
Yeah.
and is this a newly revised one? And I would like to have a copy of the old one so I can compare what's new and what's old before I can make a
Okay.
decision.
Yes, sir. So the only changes that we're trying to do and implement is regarding hefting our fees and fines and also implementing a repeat offender program that we currently don't have. Now, in our current RPRP program, we do have fees. Now, they are lacking the heftiness that we are having for the city, but there's also no policy or implementation of repeat offenders as per City San Antonio has, where they're able to have more accountability and having the city be on them more for more, let's say, and like quarterly checks that we do instead of the annual checks. So that's possible. That's more or less.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
your fee's going, your fee is going up by $100 more annually?
Yes, sir.
And the reason for that, if I may, Councilman Sellers, is to provide more teeth to the code compliance to get them to comply. And with the increase in fees, it's now going to hit their pocketbook, which is what we need to do. They need to understand that if they don't come into compliance and they bring these apartments from slum apartments in some cases where you have a lot of problems, a lot of health issues in which the fire department has to deal with, fire problems in which we've had these fires come up. This gives the code compliance the teeth they need to bring them into compliance. And if they don't, then there's penalties and there's sanctions that can be implemented to get them to comply so that they can now understand that the city is implementing policies and procedures to do that. Councilman Hernandez?
For clarification, my understanding is that the article, the 150, this is the current article. We're not changing that. The only thing that is proposed is the fee structure. Is that?
Yes, sir. The fee structure and also the repeat offender policy that I'm trying to add into our current. Yes, sir.
Okay, any other questions?
I stand with you about making a action item on the.
Okay.
agenda. Yeah.
All right, so staff and council would like to see it on the next meeting, and then they can take action to move to vote on it. Any other, Mr. Jeremy?
No, sir. Mr. Mayor, thank you for your time, City
Bert?
Council.
Might have a question for you.
Yes, sir. So the inspections are yearly, correct? Re-inspections if failed are bi-yearly.
So yes, we have a yearly inspection for the RPRP. Now, if they are repeat offenders, we do go in there quite more often quarterly to just ensure that they are abiding by the city ordinance. Yes, sir. So we're in there quite checking more frequently than usual.
And their yearly inspection fee will be at the 200, right? That's what you're proposing?
So that's a repeat offender policy. Yes, sir. So if they are on that repeat offender policy, there's different fees.
The initial fee for,
Just a regular inspection, I believe that would be under per unit.
okay, I'm down. Okay,
Yes,
thank you.
sir.
Good. Any other questions? Okay, thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you,
Thank you.
Chiefs, City Council.
Very
So we're
much.
tabling this.
Thanks for
till
staying on top of it.
Yes. Till November, right? No, tabling. till
Yeah, or
November?
whatever. If we have another meeting sooner, for whatever reason, they'll put it on that agenda. Okay, item number 8, number 5 of the business items is going to be the extension of the suspension of event fees for Wonderland of America tenants. Mr. Vasquez and Mr. Ibarque. Ms. Vasquez, excuse me.
So Victoria's going to speak on this item, and then if you have any questions, I
Okay.
can jump in here as well.
So Victoria Hernandez from the Wonderland of Americas, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, board. Thank you, staff, for allowing me to come up. On behalf of the tenants of Wonderland of the Americas, they would like to express their gratitude for allowing them the waived permit fee that they had for a year. So some of the council are new, but a year ago, Mayor had an event, it was a resource event, and there were tenants that were allowed, or actually everyone that was a vendor were able to participate for free. Some of the tenants expressed at that event that they would participate in more special events if they had the vendor permit fee waived. So there was a bipartisan group, and we had a meeting, tenants came out, and you all came together and voted for the tenants only to be their event fee, which their permit is $25 to be waived for a year. I agreed to come at the end of the year to basically provide a log for you all to let you know how many people have participated. So I believe in your packets, you received the log, and there was 77 permits that were logged in. So that totaled out to, Mr. Sellers, this was for you, $1,925 that basically the city, graced or provided for those tenants to be able to participate. So now that the year has come, I'm basically asking if you want, it's up to the board whether you all want to continue with that event or a waived fee, or whether you're going to want to charge those tenants the $25 to participate in special events.
May I be recognized?
Yes, Councilman Hernandez.
So Victoria, this is only for the existing tenants, not for the actual.
That's correct. That's only existing tenants. And Mr. Hernandez, for you to understand is that those tenants in their heart and faith and so forth feel that there are tenants there already. So they don't like the fact that that what they feel is double dipping. So we've had to explain to them that their business is what they're being charged for their monthly rate. Common area is totally separate. So they've understood that. And if you notice on that log, there are repetitive tenants that do actually do participate in the special events. But because it doesn't matter what event or what tenant, they still have to keep their business operating during the special events. So there's very few that have multiple employees to be able to hold that person downstairs at the events.
Any other questions? Burton, and then right.
So, our investment into their sales was what, like you said, $1,000. I think that brings investment into the mall, especially to the restaurant section, because they're not going to go up somewhere else. They're gonna buy within the mall.
Exactly, sales tax and so
And
forth.
they are current shop owners, so we do collect sales tax off of them. I don't see why we can't just go ahead and do that. It's a very, I mean, it's small, but it's big to them. It gives them a little more exposure, brings people into the mall, which is what we've been trying to do all along. So,
Mr. Sellers, you wait.
Just feel like the fee is not for $25. $1,000 is $1,000. And the way that we've been spending money, the piggy's going to run dry real quick. And $1,000 is $1,000. I don't think it's outrageous to pay $25. And that's all I have to say.
Anybody else? Councilman Hernandez?
I'd like to say, I've seen a huge increase in traffic in the mall over this past year, and particularly on the weekends with all these events. And I think it's a nominal fee for us to waive to, encourage our existing tenants to do it. So I'm in favor.
Mr. Eversole?
Well, I think as a business owner, I don't want to be nickel and dime for every event that comes up, and they have an event every single weekend in the mall. So that would mean I'd have to pick and choose which events I want to get involved in. And if every weekend I sit out there and I double my sales for the month, that is going to double the sales tax for the month. So I feel like in some ways, by not doing this and not waiving this forever, for like putting it in the long term, it's just going to limit. We're putting a straitjacket on our businesses, and I think we need to turn them loose.
Ms. Weaver, do you have any comments? Okay. I have two members in the audience that I'd like to ask their input because of the current situation that we're involved in discussions with the Wonderland of the America, our partnership. Is there any objection or any concern on our part from the EDC? Okay, then let's go ahead and entertain a motion if this is an action item or is this a discussion only? The extension of the suspension. So it doesn't say, but by the word extension,
Well,
we're looking
it's
at
under,
an
it's
action.
under the section for action, so you
Yeah.
can't take an action.
Okay, so this is going to be an action item. Do we have an entertain a motion? And you can specifically say to extend another year. What reads in the topic item?
Okay. I move to extend it another year, the exemption of a $25 permit fee.
Of event fees.
Event.
Just
fee-
read off right here.
Event, well, yeah, that's a great idea. I move to make a motion to extend the suspension of event fees for another year for the Wonderland of America tenants only, not to include outside. If they're not in the mall, they pay the fee.
Your current business owners.
Current business owners within the Wonderland of the Americas.
Okay.
I second the motion.
Understands the motion. We have a second. Let's call for discussion. Mr. Sellers, did you have any other questions?
No.
Mr. Your mic was on. Okay, so Mr. Ebersol, you have another question?
Is there any way we could extend this for like a 5-year period?
I would love that.
Do you offer an amendment to I'd suggest you go year by year so you can determine what is going on, but
And
I
I
mean,
can still provide logs for you. We can still do that.
this way you don't lock yourself into a long term. Every year you have the option. And, but it's solely up to the discretion of the council. So are you offering an amendment to the original motion that was made?
Yes.
Okay, council, then we now have to take that in consideration first,
Right, so you now need a second to the amendment.
correct?
You'll take a vote on the amendment first, and then you will go back and take a vote on the original motion as amended.
That's
If
correct.
it passes.
Okay, so do we have an entertainment for a motion made by Councilman Eversol to amend the original motion to include a 5-year suspension period?
I second that.
You have a second, okay? So we have a second. Let's call for any further discussion. Anybody have any comments to say regarding that motion for a
I'll make-
5-year extension?
I don't know if I'm making this difficult, but I'll make it easy. I'll withdraw my motion to,
Well, you can't withdraw it because,
okay.
yeah, we have to.
Because you have a second
Okay.
already.
I was,
The second amendatory motion was, it has to have a base motion.
I was trying to make. it
Thank you,
easy.
though.
So now we have a first and a second to approve a 5-year extension instead of a year by year. Now we'll call for the vote, correct?
Calling for a vote on the amendment to the original motion.
For 5 years instead of 1 year, year by year. Okay? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Nay.
So we have 1 nay and 4 ayes. Now let's go to the original vote. That was motion that was taken. We had a first by Mr. Burden, second by Mr. Hernandez, correct? So now let's call the vote on that. And that is for a 1-year motion. Okay?
So that motion
Not
has
5
now been
years.
amended to to 5 years. So now that base motion is a motion to offer that extension for 5 years.
So let's word it correctly. Then we need to have to repeat what we repeated in the previous motion, correct? To extend it to 5 years?
Right. So all you have to do, Mayor, is call for the original motion as amended.
Okay, so I'm calling for the original motion as amended to the 5 years. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Nay.
Any nays? Mr. Sellers, nay. We have 4 ayes and 1 nay. Motion carries 4-0. I mean, 4 to 1 nay. Okay, thank you, gentlemen, for everybody, ma'am, for your votes. Now we'll move on to the next. Item number 9, implementation of bike patrol for the upcoming holidays. Chief Cavazos.
Thank you, Mayor. So everybody knows that during the holidays is a prime, the malls are a prime target for burglary of vehicles, robbery of individuals. It's unfortunate, but you have to be on alert for these type of things at the mall areas, and not just the mall, but your local convenience stores, especially ladies who are carrying their purses, their bags, leaving stuff in the car. I highly recommend that people don't put stuff in their car at the malls. If you're going to do something, do it prior to getting there. Hopefully you have a cover to keep things out of sight. So what we're working on is trying to get bike patrol together. I think I only have one bike certified officer right now to be able to use the bicycles to patrol the malls, but I'm in contact with a bicycle instructor to try to get the officers through the program so that we have ample coverage to be able to put those bikes in the mall during the holiday seasons.
Absolutely, great. Councilman Sellers.
Do you have bike racks on your car? Are you going to put one on the car to transport it, or are you going to ride it
We're
across Pressburg Road, you know?
we're so close to the mall that I don't really think we need to invest on that. They typically, we used to handcuff them to our push bumpers in the front, transport them to where we needed to go. But since they just got to go across the street, it won't be that bad.
Just drag them behind a bike.
Throw it on the roof. So, but that's the plan that we're trying to get together for the
Okay.
holiday season, sir.
Councilman Burton?
Chief, those bikes haven't been used in quite a while. I'm sure the rubber tires are dry rotted and need a little bit of attention. So have you looked into?
So today I made phone calls on that as well. We recognize that the bikes are in need of assistance and some maintenance. So we're going to send those off to a bike shop. The SAPD Bike Patrol, I know them very well, and they've offered to try to help me out and maintenance those bicycles for us and get them ready to go.
Good. Councilman Eversole?
How many bikes do we have?
2.
Okay.
We spent quite a money on those, I remember. So it's an enlightening, again, another implementation of a policy that is going to make our citizens and our asset that we have with the mall much safer. So thank you, Chief. You don't need any action item on this because you just need to implement it with your own department.
Yes, sir. I don't
Okay.
need an action item.
Item number 10, another item that's going to be taken to improve safety within our community. And this is for discussion only, processing public intoxication and other agencies. Chief Cavazos?
So recently we recognized a problem within the city, within our department, and it's also a problem for other small municipalities, other agencies. When you're dealing with public intoxication individuals that you have to take into custody for their own care to prevent the danger to themselves or others, we do not currently, there is 601, which is 601 South Frio Street, which is typically where most agencies take their public intoxicated individuals. But more recently, they have been rejecting these prisoners, being more scrutinized either for extremely too intoxicated, a little bit combative, which some drunks can be combative. That's just the nature of the game. So the problem is, what do you do with them once you have them in custody? We do have holding facilities here, but now it ties up an officer to sit there because I cannot leave them alone. I cannot have dispatch watching a prisoner that's sitting in the detention facility until they sober up. So I'm in communication with some of the other area local municipality chiefs, and we're trying to collaborate and create a plan and offer our jail facilities to them as well. And everybody pitches in for the running of that facility to enhance the revenue here for Balcones Heights, but also to assist in paying for detention officers and hopefully an LVN to be there. In lieu of an LVN, we've tossed around having an ambulance service being dispatched out of our facility so that we have some type of medical on board at all times.
Fantastic. Any questions for Chief Cavazos regarding that initiative?
Yes.
Councilman Sellers?
Have you considered just taking the keys to the car and giving them a ride home?
So
I mean, that's what they did to me in the 60s.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And
Liability. That's
Yes.
liability though.
Yeah. I totally understand, and that's not off the table, but a lot of our individuals that we have that are publicly intoxicated are homeless. So we have nowhere to take them. We have no friends to call. We have no family members to call. So it puts us in that void of what do we do?
Yeah.
But no, I'm with you.
Yeah, and that would be great, but the only thing, Mr. Sellers, being expert in risk management and exposure, it opens us up for liability as well.
I'm just going back to Charlie Pugh, Bobby Delacour.
Yeah, that was in the old days.
That was the old days. you know.
Now it's everybody's suit happy and that just opens it up.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, give him a ride now. He passed out. He's,
There's so
he's gone.
often that I went to the
Yeah.
bar and I'm too drunk to drive, so I walked home. I left my car there and I walked home and get picked up. You know, for making a smart decision, you get picked up. So
It happens.
Okay, great. Discussion only. So thank you for that information, Chief. We look forward to seeing the results of that.
Yes, sir, we're working on it.
Great. Item number 11, initiation of walk and bike trails within the neighborhood of Balcones Heights and provide direction to city staff. That basically is to get the ball rolling on what a promise that the council that's presently on board made, that we want again provide taxation with representation, meaning that give something back to the community for your tax dollars. You see people walking up and down, people going real fast on Gentlemen. There's no protection for them. And you see these neighbors. Now you have individuals in wheelchairs that are driving up and down the streets. We need to protect these people. We need to protect our citizens. And we need to have clearly marked lanes so that they can stay within their lane. And then this way they have identifiable walking trails within the city. There's many people that walk. I've seen our neighbors down on Glenarm and his wife walking down the street, you know, and we've seen others in different areas of the neighborhood walking down the street. We want to provide the safety for them in clearly marked lanes like other cities have. And this is just to get the ball started. Ms. Hernandez is going to start gathering the information, but we just need to give her some direction to move forward with it, gathering grant information, funding, all that stuff. And it may be a matter of just tasking our maintenance people to lay out the lines clearly, like we did in our neighbor over here, right by Gentlemen. And what's the street there where we painted that curve and everything? They kept running into her house. They moved up to Dallas. Your neighbor next door, the blue and white house. No, Jack's neighbor. Right there where it deads in, right at Gentlemen where the car wash is at. Yeah, remember how we painted that for her? Similar to that. Yeah. So if we can, I'd like just to initiate the process of getting some information on that and then have staff come back with some numbers and how we're going to do it. And if council will support that, as we promised our citizens we will, let's do it. Let's move forward. So do we need a motion, Counselor, for that, or can she just initiate it?
So y'all can either do by formal motion or you can do informal motion, which is just calling for a consensus for the staff to proceed as directed.
Okay. How would you like to proceed, Council? Want to
Make a
informally call a
motion
motion?
to, I make a motion to initiate
Walk and bike
a
trails
walk and bike trail. But I want
to study it.
I want to designate someone here to lay it out.
Okay. So staff. Okay. Councilman Ebersol? Go ahead.
I've talked to Jack on this topic extensively, and he knows the city backwards and forwards. I really love his concept on what he calls the trails that would be really great. I think he'd be a great candidate to spearhead something like that.
Great.
Yeah, sure.
Any other comments? So do we move with a formal motion, Council, or a consensus?
Consensus.
Okay, well, staff, you can go ahead and move forward, providing the information to us so that we can talk about it in the next meeting, make a decision. Councilman Burton?
And maybe even on our marked streets, our regular marked streets, but one of the things that when we were running, we had talked about, and we were kind of shot down by some of the citizens, but I would still like to see a sidewalk from Hillcrest to Chili Novak Park alongside the ditch. But in doing so, there's some ditches over here that really need attention. So, this might be a good grant project that we can get they're literally, the ditches are falling in. So we've put up space bars across the ditches. They need attention before they fail. But that would be a nice little additive to have a trail alongside of the ditch, cuts the city in half, get people walking. I think the citizens would like it. So.
Okay, good deal. Good recommendation. Okay, so let's move on now to the item number 12, the use of hot funds, hotel occupancy tax to create advertisement and promotional material for a Christmas ad for events to attract out-of-town audience to Balcones Heights in the event and provide direction to city staff. Any questions on this, council, that you'd like to ask? Okay, so the concept on this, it's not coming out of tax dollars. This is coming out of the hotel motel tax fund, which has accumulated a tremendous amount of money in there that we need to start using other than just for Jazz Fest. So we did this back in 2000. And as a result, this is the reasoning why the Heart Hospital came, Target came. They saw that we were opening our arms up to say, we're open for business. Come to Balcones Heights. We would like for you to bring your business. We want you to relocate here. Balcones Heights is open for business. And in this, we can advertise with inviting the food court. It won't be just the council, but the idea that we have collectively with staff that we talked about is getting the food court involved, the people that own the restaurants to come out in the commercial and say, hey, I own this restaurant. I have this bakery. We'd love for you to come try our products. Come and we'd like to showcase you. Come visit us. You can have the hospital staff, the people that are at the staff. Ms. Kwan, who's the CEO of the hospital, can come out in the commercial and say, hey, we have this wonderful hospital here for you. Come visit us. You have medical care needs, we're here to serve you for all the out-of-town guests that come. Then we can do the same thing with the hotel staff and the smaller businesses that are alongside Fredericksburg Road. All of those places like Babes, they make a fantastic, burger, mushroom burger. We advertise that. Come to Babes, one of the best hamburgers in Balcones Heights or in San Antonio. We give them a reason to come here. And then we are now meeting the requirement of putting heads in beds, because that's the requirement under the hot funds. There's a very simple requirement is you have to advertise outside of the city to bring heads in beds, to get them to come stay so that they recycle those funds back into the hotel, which we only have one. But it's part of the rebranding effort that we're having for our city in conjunction with our economic development projects and the revitalization and the transformational change that we're making in our business with Wonderland of Americas as well. Yes, sir. Councilman Hernandez?
I was going to say, make sure that you include our hotel in that.
Of course, yeah.
and
the council's going to be involved as well.
Also, I think it would be a great idea to highlight Luby's, because at once this was a staple in our community, and so many locations have closed throughout the city. But we have one right here in Balcones Heights. So
excellent
I think that
idea.
we should
That's what I said. We'll get them to come forward. That's a good idea. Councilman Sellers, go right ahead.
I want to suggest that EDC spearhead the events in this.
Oh, absolutely, along with the council as well. But in the Christmas deal, this is specifically to bring people in here for Christmas, for shopping. Have them come to our mall, have them buy, have them increase the sales tax revenue. And that's what this fund is used for. It's to showcase the people that we have at Wonderland of Americas and the people on the corner on Fredericksburg Road and on the outside. Everyone that does business and has a business in Balcones Heights is going to have the ability to have free advertisement. Come to Balcones Heights for these reasons. These are our stores. These are our shops. These are our business people. They are asking you to come patronize their business. You see? Go ahead.
Is that going to include a Christmas parade?
That's in the works.
That's
in the works.
A couple of years ago, I rebuilt a red tractor for a parade. They didn't have a parade. So it sat in my driveway
Yeah.
for a couple of years.
So all that's possibility.
You know,
You
let's
can
get a
jump on
parade
board with
going.
us and we can possibly discuss all that. But you get the idea now. Councilman Burton?
I have to say, color me red because I read this all wrong. I thought it was to beautify the corridor on Fredericksburg Road with Christmas and wreaths and some lights to say we're Balcones.
That's part of it too.
And
That's gonna be,
maybe we can look into an after Christmas sale because you know the stuff is like half price after Christmas. They're giving it away. Well, they're not giving it away. But purchase some decorations so that we can people will know that they're crossing
Right.
into Balcones
and they're
Heights.
coming in to shop and
Right.
spend money here. The whole idea is to invigorate the sales tax generated revenue. So we increase our revenue, which we have been, and to attract people to the city, to come say, we rebranded the city. This is our police department, stellar police department. Our crime rate's down. We are here to serve you. We're here for you to come visit. We welcome you with open arms. That's basically the message. Come visit us. Come spend money. Come know our business people, period. Okay? So that's generally the idea. Councilman Hernandez?
So are we looking for action as a motion or consensus on this item?
Yes, I'm looking for action so that we can start gathering numbers of what it'll cost for contacting Ken's, for how many spots we'll be looking at, you know, putting together the actual production, getting in touch with the owners of the businesses, asking them if they would be involved. We'll probably need some disclaimers, you know,
Okay.
draft it up.
Well, Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to create an advertisement and promotional material for a Christmas ad for events to attract out-of-town audience to Balcones Heights and the events to provide direction to city staff.
Okay, thank you. We have a second to that motion?
I'll second.
Okay, Councilman Burton will second. Let's call for any further discussion. Councilman Burton?
I would also encourage to use media in.
That's what it is.
And those are free sources right there.
So we're gonna look to you for that, to help us with media, you know, buys and all that stuff. We need somebody that
I'm
knows.
Volunteered all night
Yeah.
tonight here.
Well, he was a former retired news director. He knows media very well. So if you can help us, that'd be great, Jack.
Sure.
Great, Councilman.
With
whoever else you like. Mr. Ebersol.
No. Roy.
Oh, Roy, yeah. Y'all work it out. Okay, great. So let's go ahead and move on really quickly. Let's call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Okay, no nays. Motion carries unanimously, 5-0. We're now moving on to item number 13. This will go into discussion only. P3 Market Phase 2 Update Wonderland of the Americas. Mayor Rodriguez. We'll try to get this, ladies and gentlemen of the audience, done very quickly. We're now going to move into discussion under executive session, Counselor. We need to move into that because there's some confidential information.
So
Share.
that's my understanding that there was some confidential information.
Yes, ma'am.
But Mayor, we do need that motion coming from the council to move
Okay.
in. Because you can either hold this discussion now, or you can postpone it and then just move it, have that discussion with your regular closed session items.
Okay. What is the council's purview on that? Would you like it to hold it in the other executive session we have on item number, on number 12? Or do you want to do it now? Excuse me, no, 14 is the actual business item, the closed session. That's referred to as V12, V12, so that's 12.
I was referring to 13, discussion with P3.
Okay, all right, so then I'm sorry, I misstated. What is the council's purview? Would you like to move it into the closed section of the closed session section that is on our agenda? Or do you want to call for a closed session right now, executive, and move into it and discuss it now? What is-
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to include it in our closed session to save time.
Okay, do we have a second to that motion?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a second, first and a second. Now let's call for any discussion. If none, let's call the vote. so we'll hold it through the executive session item. All in favor?
Aye.
No nays? Do we have any nays?
Nay.
Nay, one nay. So David is one nay, and the rest of the council, so it's four yays and one nay. Motion carries. Okay, so then we'll move now to item number 14, Resolution 2025-24R, a resolution of City Council of the City of Balcones Heights, Texas, rescinding resolution number 2024-XX at closing out the honorary term of Mayor Emeritus Susana De Leon, providing proper notice and meeting clause, and providing an effective date.
Mayor,
Mr. Secretary, we have some items that people that want to speak on this.
Yes,
item?
we do.
Okay,
The first person is Marshall Abear.
okay.
May I?
Yes, sir.
May I give him the mic?
Sure. Let staff, can y'all arrange that? We'll let staff do it. Let staff take care of that. Thank you very much for offering. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Okay, I want to address this resolution. Emeritus is a title of honor, and it's not a job. It's an honor. The title indicates that the person has retired from their official duties, but is still held in high regard by their institution or organization and is considered part of the professional group. Now, this resolution is in the hands of the councilman, so you're the ones I'm addressing tonight. Mayor De Leon was mayor for 16 years. She must have done something right. Not too many people stood up and stepped up to run against her for quite a few years. The councilman at that time voted for her in this honor emeritus to revoke this or rescind it or terminate it also terminates the vote of that council at that time. You're undoing what they put into action. Now, an example, I never knew Rogers. I never knew Rogers. Okay? Y'all know who I'm talking about because we have a park named after him. But I would never vote to change the name of that park in honor of that policeman who gave his life. Okay. Think of the historical statues that have been torn down over the last couple of decades, where some people have tried to erase our history. Mayor De Leon is not a threat. So why the resolution? She's been emeritus for what, 5 months? What is the rush? There was no limit put on her when the proclamation was made. Thank you. You don't move forward by erasing the past.
Thank you, Mr. Herbert. Okay.
Next, we have Juan Leon. Juan, I'm sorry. Isaiah. I'm going to have to give him a
Good evening, members of the council. You're going to hear the same echo over and over. I would like to just switch it around a little bit. Why are we trying to change history? Why are we trying to change what's past? If we're trying to change what we don't like, why don't we go back and try and change some of the articles that were written about 20 years ago about a particular member of the council? Why now? Why this one person? If we go back and see what's happened since the beginning of this tenure, we've had what, 6 city administrators, 3 secretaries, police chief terminated, different staff terminated, all under what presence? What was the reasoning for it? Now I'm happy to see that we have the police department that's being acknowledged and people are being recognized, but it all goes back to the same thing. It starts at the head. if we go back, all of us that are here, and each one of you know who I'm talking about, how bad some of the people were treated, how bad it was under this leadership. So why now? Why change it? Why don't we recognize that the problem is at the head of the table, not beneath? As council members, we're asking you to represent us. We voted for you to represent us. Now it's the time for you to represent us and find out, are you going to keep doing what you've been doing and following the beat of the same drum? Or are you going to stand up for the community? How many times have you had to follow the beat of the drum? You follow that beat pretty well. So I'd like for you to see that what some of the actions that have been taken by this council have impacted the community. I myself, under several occasions, have been told that I was going to be arrested for speaking up, to keep me silent. I have nothing against what's happening, but let's do it fair. Let's do methodical things. Some of the things that we discussed tonight are great ideas, but there's limitations. This idea of the advertisement is great, but there's a limit on how much tax funds we can use on hot funds. It's not unlimited. The jail cell, that's an awesome idea. But we also have to recognize with the Texas Commission on Jail Standards that we meet all their criteria. The lighting, awesome idea. The city did an effort and replaced some lighting. But one of the problems is when you go to LED, your luminance are not the same. They're reduced. So to change to LED lights without looking at the luminance, we'll be stepping backwards. So let's do all the studying. Let's make sure that what we're doing, we're moving forward and not moving back. I think moving forward, you guys voting to rescind this is a step in the wrong direction. It's a step telling the community that you're being led by the drum. Please recognize that what has been done has been done. There's no sense in changing it. What is it going to accomplish? How are you going to stop somebody from addressing the person by the title they have? How is it going to change? And then how are we moving forward to do away with a resolution that was never issued?
Sir, that's your time.
It was never signed.
Thank you, Mr. Lucia.
Good evening, Council, Mayor. Can you hear me okay? Okay. The agenda item does not list who's bringing up this for consideration. However, Mayor, I think it might be you. The reason behind my thought is when this was proposed by Councilman Lasea back in July 2024 to honor the mayor, you spoke out against it very fervently. Mayor Emerita Susan DeLeon is the only mayor who has received this honor properly. It was approved by the City Council in July 2024 by resolution. Mayor Rodriguez began using this title at the end of his first term, 2000-2002, without council awarding it to him. This meritorious honor given to Mayor Emerita DeLeon is akin to medals of merit in the U.S. Army, such as the Army Commendation Medal, Bronze Star, and in case of retirement of a senior military officer, the Meritorious Service Medal. Although I only served 8 years in the U.S. Army and a tour in Vietnam, I don't recall a medal given in any recognition of service ever being rescinded. This is behavior unbecoming of the office of the mayor and certainly of this city council. Shame to anyone who approves of this action, and shame on the person who brought this action to the agenda tonight. Any member of our council who votes for this action owns it. It's yours. It's not just the person that brought it up on the agenda. Please do the right thing. Honor this mayor that served us for so many years. Thank you very much.
We have Jim Craven.
Mayor and council, it is good to see you. It is good to be here again. Some of you recognize me, some of you don't, because I've changed a lot. Mayors have a shelf life. So I'm the bottom one on the right, next to, in between Johnny and Suzanne over there. My years here are precious memories to me. This is going to be a precious memory because this is a significant time. This is no small thing that y'all are considering tonight. That designation is more than an attaboy. It's something that I would have liked to have received, but I did not. I know he would like to receive it, but he has not. Ms. De Leon served on council before I ever left. I got a chance to work with her. Back then, she was collaborative, she was gracious, she was conciliatory. And so when I left, there was a strong council like y'all in place, a collaborative, even-tempered council. Matters a lot. One that's not manipulated. She served all those years with grace, with collaboration. Now, you may not agree with everything that she did. I certainly don't agree with everything. She and I are on opposite political ends of the spectrum, but she is a gracious, effective leader. And I give her that. And I think y'all should stand by what has been said before of her, that she is worthy of this title. You don't take back attaboys. You don't take back medals. You don't take back honorary like these two eloquent people have said. So please don't be the first. This is a bad look. The fact that I got raised out from the dead to come and address you means this has bigger legs, longer legs than what you might think. Please consider. And not only back off from this, but reaffirm this designation. Thank you.
Next is Suzanne De Leon.
Thank you, Council, for the opportunity to speak before you this evening. Well, since I am the subject of agenda number 14, I thought it was very appropriate for me to come and speak this evening, and I appreciate people that have spoken on my behalf prior to me. I wanted to provide some true facts to the council, staff, our residents who are in attendance, and also to those who watch city council meetings on YouTube. Also, you may not know, but many elected officials that I talk to from other suburban cities watch our agenda council meetings, and often they're very surprised with what they see and they hear. So when the previous council put the item on the agenda to give me the title Mayor Emerita, Johnny did speak for about 15 minutes about why I should not receive this title. So to be honest, I'm not surprised at all to see this on the agenda tonight, but I am surprised that it took so long to get on here. Unbeknown to me, for some reason, I am just not liked by Johnny. I suspect it's because, one thing, I'm a white woman. I held a position for 20 years that he wanted. I built strong relationships with hundreds of elected officials and prominent boards, commissions, and nonprofits. I feel that those 20 years gave him a lot of time to build resentment toward me. But again, that is not my problem. I believe it's important to let you all know that in the last election, there were several voters that voted not legally in our city. If it had been done correctly, and there's some people here that voted or had voted and had family members vote in the city that did not qualify, it would have been a very different election outcome. This is really important for you to hear, and I brought this up once, maybe twice before. During the last campaign, Johnny told residents that I took $20,000 from a developer and that he had proof. Did anybody see the proof? I would love to see it if there is proof. And you must know that if there was any possibility of that happening, he would have notified all the legal authorities to come and investigate me. That has not happened. So, Mr. Johnny Rodriguez, if you have proof, I would love to see that. Because none of us do have proof, because it was a blatant lie designed to turn residents against me. And God only knows what else he said about me, but also that is not my problem. My saying always is, when there's conflict, is bless it and release it. Bless it and release it. I truly believe that all elected officials need to be held accountable and should conduct themselves with truthfulness and honesty. If this election, as I said, had been held correctly, the outcome would have been very, very different. Regarding Wonderland, it's important for you to know this. During the many meetings and workshops that I scheduled for over 2 years to discuss a possible partnership with Wonderland, with our council, with the staff, with our attorney, we did our due diligence to ensure that we were making the right decision to become partners with Wonderland of the Americas. However, I was told by a senior staff person, oh gosh, a few months after the distribution stopped, that, quote, "It's not reasonable to believe that a city would receive quarterly dividends," end quote. I replied, "But that is what we were told and agreed to do, and that language is in the contract." We soon found
Thank you,
out.
Ms. De Leon. Your time is up.
Thank you. I do have more, and I will be happy to share.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Okay, do we have anybody else, Mr. Bravo? Okay, so thank you very much for all those comments. We'll now move on to the closed session. The city council will recess its open meeting and convene in closed session. Thank you all for your comments. Thank you all for being here. We look forward to seeing you when we come out of executive session. And the time is going from open session to executive is 8:02 p.m. Thank you all very much. 10:21 p.m. We are now going to move into item number 14 to discuss resolution 2025-24R, resolution of the City Council, City of Balcones Heights, Texas, rescinding resolution number 2024-XX and closing out the honorary term of Mayor Emeritus Suzanne De Leon, providing proper notice, meeting clause, and providing an effective date. How say you, council?
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion.
Go right ahead, Councilman.
Mayor, I move to maintain and honor the bestowing of the title of Mayor Emeritus to Suzanne De Leon, but to amend the previous resolution to remove any authority or ability to represent the city in any official capacity.
Okay, do we have a second to that motion?
I second it.
Okay, we have a second to that motion. That is going to be a motion on the floor. Do we have any further discussion on that? Okay, let's all call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays?
Aye.
Nay.
One nay with David Sellers, Councilman David Sellers. So we have 3-1. The motion carries. Yes,
Point over.
yes, sir.
Can you announce we lost one?
Yes, and we lost, Councilman Weaver was not feeling good, so she left. Okay, so she was not present. So now let's move on to the next item on the agenda. Item number 2 of the closed session, the Texas Government Code consultation with attorney 551-074 personnel matters regarding an employment agreement with the chief of police and related matters. Do we have a motion on the floor from the council?
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion.
Okay,
I'd like to make a motion to approve the contract as agreed upon in closed session.
okay, we have a motion on the floor by Councilman Hernandez. We have a second to that motion.
I second.
Okay, Mr. Sellers is second that motion. Let me go ahead and call for any further discussion. Any questions? Any comments? Okay, moving forward, let's call the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays?
Aye.
No nays are recorded. We have a 4-0 vote. Ms. Weaver is absent. Okay, let's move on now to, I think that does it. Correct, council? That does it. Monday? That was all that we needed to take care of. informal business. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for sticking around.
I'd like
We
to make a
appreciate your
motion
input.
to adjourn.
The time is 10:24. A motion has been made
Second.
to adjourn. And we will now adjourn. All in favor? Any nays? Okay. The time has been noted at 10:24 PM. Thank you, gentlemen.